It really is an honor to be with you. I've read a lot about you all in the newspapers lately. Not all of it intended to be complimentary. For a while, there was hardly a culture war controversy that didn't have some Wheaton angle. But let me just start tonight, before I get into our subject, by telling you what Wheaton means to me and how it's influenced my life. I came to Wheaton as a transfer student from the School of Foreign Service at Georgetown University. I wanted a place where I could clarify first principles, determine what I really believe about the largest questions. And I found a place where I could pose any question, test any assumption. I gained a foundation of philosophy and structure of theology that has carried me for the rest of my life. My roommates at Wheaton influenced my life in very different ways. One, Scott, I probably talked to once a week still. He was the best man at my wedding. We have seen one another through some terrible times, and imagine we will be friends for life. My other roommate, Jordan, knew the name of everyone on campus. He was class president. He was popular and talented and smart, and he would have been such a gift to the world. But he died of AIDS in the early 1990s at the age of 30. Scott and I visited him in the hospital near the end and watched his life fade painfully away, just a few years before the arrival of miracle drugs that could have saved his life. It's an experience that I don't think many of you have had or will have, but it was fairly common in American life at that point. For me, this was my introduction to the global AIDS crisis that I saw again as a White House staffer 10 years later, when a wave of death was spreading across Africa. And I did my best, along with many other people, to respond. The third thing I gained from Wheaton is an understanding that 19th century evangelicalism, at its very roots, involved a passion for social justice. The most authentic and rooted expression of evangelicalism is not the religious right. It is the politics of abolition and the great reform causes that followed it. That is what evangelicalism meant and what it can mean again. I owe all these things to my time at Wheaton, a foundation, friends, a sense of mission. And 30 years later, I am different because of this place. I am grateful, and I am proud that Wheaton is my chosen home.